Now, look, we all know Vice President Mike Pence is a weasel. This guy's an opportunist who's basically just looking to get into power. And it turns out he will do pretty much anything to get into power, even sell himself out. Now, recently, President Trump had his final cabinet meeting of the year. And I want you to check out this level of ass-kissing that Vice President Mike Pence did during that meeting. Let's take a look.
Mike, would you like to say a few words?
Well, I appreciate it, Mr. President. As I told you last night, shortly after the Senate vote, and I know I speak on behalf of the entire cabinet and of millions of Americans when I say congratulations and thank you. Thank you for seeing through the course of this year an agenda that truly is restoring this country. You described it very well, Mr. President. From the outset of this administration, we've been rebuilding our military, putting the safety and security of the American people first. You've restored American credibility on the world stage. We're standing with our allies. We're standing up to our enemies. But you promised economic renewal at home. You said we could make this economy great again. And you promised to roll back regulations. And you signed more bills rolling back federal red tape than any president in American history. You've unleashed American energy. You've spurred an optimism in this country that's setting records. But you promised the American people in that campaign a year ago that you would deliver historic tax cuts. And it would be a middle-class miracle. And in just a short period of time, that promise will be fulfilled. And I'm deeply humbled as your Vice President to be able to be here because of your leadership, Mr. President, and because of the strong support of the leadership in the Congress of the United States. You're delivering on that middle-class miracle.
I wonder how many pairs of knee pads this guy goes through in a year. I'm just saying. It's got to be more than one. Oh, yes, Mr. President. Oh, it's the miracle of the middle class. Let me just wipe my chin here. It's gross, man. This is disgusting. Oh, I just want to thank you, Mr. President, for fighting for everyday Americans. You know, he's got a funny idea of who everyday Americans are because all I can see he's doing is pleasing the rich. And benefiting himself, by the way. But see, this is not because Vice President Pence actually likes President Trump. I know this is probably going to be a shocker, but it turns out that Pence is all about amassing more and more power. So this is the way he's got to do it. See, he's smarter than that, at least when it comes politically, right? He's actually politically savvy. He knows the best way to get what he wants is to kiss Trump's ass. And that's exactly what he's doing. Again, what we know about President Trump is that he's a man-child that basically surrounds himself with sycophants, okay? Now, I don't know if he actually realizes that the people around him don't actually like him. That are actually, you know, I don't know if he realizes the people around him are using him to get something. Because that's who Trump is. We learned from his ghostwriter that Trump is transactional. You do something for him, he's going to do something for you. And that's, whenever I look at the decision President Trump has made, it goes through a couple of things pop into my mind. I think, how's it going to benefit him? And how's it going to benefit the people around him? What have they given him in return for doing such and such? Those are the things that I think about whenever something happens. So whenever Trump actually does something or he praises somebody or something like that. So, but anyway, and look, maybe he is stupid. I would actually go with stupid. He's too dumb to know when people are blowing smoke up his ass. And Pence knows this, and in Pence's quest for power, he has brought himself a smoke machine and shoved it right up in there. And that's exactly what's going on. And that's why I think a lot of people are convinced that Pence is worse. Because not only will he do anything to amass power, but he's actually far more competent and politically savvy. He knows what he's doing. He's actually one of the guys that's actively manipulating the president and using Trump to his own political advantage. And that's why you never hear Pence say anything bad about Trump. Oh, yes, sir. No, absolutely. You nailed it, sir. That tweet about transgenders was A-okay. I mean, I hate gay people and transgender people anyway, so I don't really give a fuck. So, yeah, go ahead and do your tweeting. I'm going to back you up 100%. Because he knows he's got no other avenue. This is his shot. If Trump somehow gets removed, then guess what? Here comes President Pence. This is exactly what he's wanted. And it's actually super, super gross, but it is the way these people work. And the president, of course, probably has no idea that he's just a means to an end. He might actually think that, oh, no, Mike, he's my buddy, right? Mike's my friend. Mike's always got my back. No, Mike is just waiting to shiv you in the back because that's who Mike is. And look, earlier this month, to prove that, there was a piece in The Atlantic that talked about how Mike Pence was ready to replace Trump on the ticket following the Access Hollywood tape. This is interesting. According to the article, which cited several Republicans familiar with the situation, he wasn't just thinking about dropping out when the Access Hollywood tape dropped. You know, the one where he said, I moved on her like a... Here.
I moved on her like a bitch.
Yeah, and then he...
Grab him by the pussy.
Okay, yeah, so there you go. He's talking about moving on married women like a bitch. Who says that? Maybe a bitch. And he talks about basically sexually assaulting women. Now, these are comments that Pence's wife, Karen Pence, said were disgusting. And he thought, and she said that she thought President Trump was vile and disgusting. But nonetheless, he's like, yeah, I know, babe, but this is my shot. This is my shot. So I got to stick with him. Except for when he, of course, tried to replace him. Now, he wasn't just, according to the article, wasn't just thinking about dropping out. He was contemplating a coup. Within hours of the Post bombshell, Pence made it clear to the Republican National Committee that he was ready to take Trump's place as the party's nominee. Amid the chaos, Trump convened a meeting of his top advisors in his Manhattan penthouse. He went around the room and asked each person for his damage assessment. Priebus bluntly told Trump that he could either drop out immediately or lose in a historic landslide. Oh, if only. According to someone who was present, Priebus added that Pence and Rice were, quote, ready to step in. But of course, that did not happen. Trump didn't drop out. Of course, he doubled down. And guess what? We found out that the Republicans don't really care about sexual assault at all. They don't care about, morality, right? They're the least moral people in this world, in this country. These are the people that are like, oh, you don't have health insurance? Let them die. Let them die. Oh, you're a Muslim. You're running from ISIS. You're running from terrorism. I don't care. We're not going to let you in because you're brown. Oh, you're a 13-year-old or 12-year-old that had a BB gun or something that looked like a gun. We're going to have cops shoot you within 2 seconds. We don't care about your lives. Your lives don't matter to us. You don't matter to us. We don't care. We are the least moral people in the world. That's who they are. That's who Trump's base really is. Now, of course, and again, they voted for him. So he could go out and shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue. They would not care. And of course, Mike Pence, he knows this. And so he's like, if I stand by Trump, his base might become my base. And then I'll be in power. And so Mike continued to kiss Trump's ass in order to fulfill God's plan for him. In his mind, ending up the most powerful person in the country. When you look at that, Pence is a loathsome individual that might actually be even more loathsome than Trump. Because he doesn't believe it. All he's doing is he's like, this guy is just a lever, right, on my path to power. He compromises everything that he says he believes in order to support a demagogue like Trump. Also, he can get a taste of that power. He is gross. Hey, everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron. at patreon.com/TYTNation.